What's up everybody? My name is Music Man, and in today's video we're going to be doing a review for this helmet, the Torc T27-B Modular Bluetooth helmet. Alright guys, so I hope this review on this helmet is going to help out some of you that are looking towards purchasing your next helmet. You may be looking at this one as a viable option. It is pretty budget friendly for all the features that you get that come with the helmet. So let's go ahead and dig into what the manufacturer says about the helmet, and then I'll get into what I think of it a little bit, and later on we'll take it out for a ride and I'll kind of show you guys what it sounds like if you're going to be using the Bluetooth communicator to make phone calls while you're out riding. Alright guys, so I do want to mention that I am not in any way funded, endorsed, sponsored, anything like that through Torc. They're not paying me to say any of this stuff about their helmets. I'll feel free to say basically whatever I want. But if this is a helmet that you're looking at purchasing, I am going to have an affiliate link posted down below. If you use that link to purchase the helmet, I'll get a small commission off of it, and it'll go towards helping me develop and support the channel. Alright guys, so the Torc T27-B Modular Bluetooth helmet does come equipped with a Blink 2.0 module. The manufacturer says it has about 400 meters of intercom range, with about an 8-hour talk time and about 50 hours of standby time. Looking online, I did notice that there was a couple of, depending on where you look at and what kind of stats you're looking at on the helmet, sometimes those numbers fluctuate a little bit. But I've never had an issue with distance as far as being able to communicate, and as far as the talk time, I charge it after every 3 or 4 rides, and I've never had an issue with battery life. It does come equipped with stereo speakers, so you're going to have a speaker on each side of the helmet, and inside the left cheek pad is a noise canceling microphone to handle all your telephone calls and communication back and forth between helmets and other devices. Okay, so the Bluetooth system on this helmet, if you're listening to music as you're going down the road, your intercom is switchable between music and intercom mode. But if you get a phone call with your helmet connected to your digital device, your phone calls will override anything else you have coming through the helmet. And it does have about an 8-second automatic answer on phone calls. So if you see those coming through and you don't want to talk to somebody, you better hit the decline button, because the helmet will connect you. As far as connections, the helmet does connect to both iOS and Android systems. It also pops up on my Harley Davidson's infotainment display is a connection. I don't know why I ever need to connect to that, but it's there and it'll connect to it. The visor on this helmet does have a 4-position detent if you count the closed position. That's going to be 1. The second detent is going to be basically a crack. You're going to have 3, and then 4 all the way open. And I've never had an issue with it falling down while riding. It does stay up pretty well for the most part as I'm riding. And this helmet is equipped with a drop-down sun visor. It's activated by a lever over here on the left side of the helmet. You slide it forward, drops the sun visor down, slide it back, and throws it back up, which I find pretty handy because I don't have to worry about carrying sunglasses when I ride. As far as opening the helmet up on the modular end of it, you do need to make sure the helmet's all the way closed when you go to open it up. But there's a single button on the bottom of the helmet right here. Just lift it, and the top comes right open, locks right in place. And then to get it to close, you just pull it down and it closes. All right. As far as on the closure part, it does have two metal locking pins, one on each side. There's one right here next to your drop down visor. And there's another one over here on this side. Both these pins are metal. They provide a pretty good latching system. I've never had an issue with it coming up while I ride, and it always seems to lock down pretty good. The helmet is an intermediate oval shape, so if you got a big round nugget, this helmet's probably not going to be for you. It does have a pretty slim fit. I've got kind of a round-ish shaped head. I don't have too much of an issue with the fit, although I have noticed that with it open, the cheeks tend to extend out a little bit, and then when closing it, it compresses the cheek pads down in further. Took a little bit of getting used to, but I don't have any issues with it now. The controls for the helmet located over here on the left-hand side. Got a knob, rotates back, rotates forward. It is a switch type knob. It doesn't rotate all the way around, just forward or back, and then it's got a single button in the middle. The liner on the helmet is fully removable. The cheek pads come out. The full liner comes out. I will tell you, after a good hot day of riding in the summertime, you're going to want that stuff to come out so you can wash it. All right, now the helmet does come in several different colors online. The one that I bought is the flat black version. It matches the color of my bike, so that's what I bought it for. I know some people like to buy helmets based on additional visibility, which they do have a high-vis yellow version out there. There's also a white. For those of you who like to stand out without getting into the high-vis stuff, white's a very good helmet color. And of course, they also have a couple other designer options out there if you like to have a little bit more of a crazy design on your helmet. So this helmet, it is DOT and ECE rated. If you guys don't know where to look for that, it's back here on the back of the helmet. There's the DOT rate, the DOT certification sticker, and then the ECE rated sticker is the one up here at the top. And for those of you that don't know the difference between the DOT and the ECE certifications, just kind of a quick crash course on it. Any helmet company can put a DOT sticker on their helmet. Just because there's a sticker on there doesn't mean the helmet was actually tested. The way the DOT standard works is if you put DOT on your helmet and the DOT for some reason chooses your helmet to test and it fails the test, they send them a fine. So your helmet may or may not have ever been tested if you're wearing a DOT sticker only. If you're going to wear a helmet, you might as well wear something you know that's going to protect your lid. I would suggest going for the ECE rated, and I wouldn't wear anything that doesn't have that as far as if you're looking to actually get protection. The ECE rating, it's a European rating system. Those helmets have actually been tested in order to be able to get the sticker. So every helmet with the ECE rated sticker has been tested in the factory, as where your DOT stickers may or may not have been tested, who knows. So that's something that's incredibly important to look out for, and this helmet does have both. And that's with the manufacturer claiming that it's about 20% lighter than your average modular helmet. If you guys haven't noticed, as I've been manipulating the helmet around here, I do have my GoPro mount up here on the front of the helmet. I don't know how well you guys can see that in the light. The black on black kind of, there we go. So this is the helmet that I use to do all my moto vlogging with. You do get some wind noise with it, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's a piece of plastic covering your ears running down the highway at 70 miles an hour. You're gonna have some wind noise. All right, so as airflow goes, the helmet has two vents. It has one up here at the top, simple slide forward, slide back on the action, and another one down here on the chin bar. You slide down to open, slide up to close. Nothing too complicated. does have the breathing vent on the back underneath the spoiler to help move some air out of the back of the helmet and keep you cool in the summer. I've wore this helmet in upwards of 100 degrees heat, and it was still hot. I mean, it is what it is, and that's, you know, at times I was riding with the face shield completely up, with the chin bar up, everything, trying to get a little extra coolness on my face. But I mean, when it's 100 degrees outside, what do you expect? Even the wind coming into your helmet's hot, so, you know, what are you going to do? As far as any other time, moderate temperature, 70, 80s, the helmet's completely comfortable. I don't really sweat that much underneath it. Seems to work just fine as far as, you know, keeping air moving and keeping cool. I mean, as far as listening to music through the helmet, you can hear your music just fine. There's no issues with that. So as far as using the helmet to make a phone call, I've never been on the receiving end of a phone call from the helmet, so I don't know what it sounds like directly. I've used it to make plenty of phone calls, both in town and at highway speed. I've never had any issues with the person on the other end of the phone saying they can't hear me or they're having trouble understanding what I'm saying. Everything seems to come through pretty clearly. As far as hearing the phone calls, voices come through very well. The headphones seem to be geared more towards up on the treble range, so those higher pitches come through just fine, and they bring voices through without much issue. Alright guys, so real quick, we're going to take the helmet out for a ride. While I'm out, I'm going to make a phone call with it. That way you guys can hear kind of the sound quality of a telephone call while you're using it. I know that's a big reason why I decided to purchase the helmet, was to be able to make phone calls while I'm out riding. You know, I am married, I do have kids, so keeping in touch with my family is a very big and important thing. Especially with young kids, you never know when you're going to have to flip around and come back home for some kind of disaster that befolds on a daily basis around here. So that was kind of an important thing for me, and it's worked out great in my favor. So let's take this thing out for a ride and let you guys hear it for yourself. Alright guys, so we're out here on the bike. Like I said, I'm going to do a phone call here in a second, let you guys be able to hear the audio that's coming through. You get to hear what it sounds like on my side. And I'm going to give my sister a call, and she'll be able to tell you guys what it sounds like on her end. So let me just get a hold of her real quick. Gloves don't help out much. There we go. Whoa.
Hello.
Hey, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, that was
Sorry,
a little rough.
switched over to my car.
Ah,
What?
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so, like I said before I called you the first time, I'm doing a review on the helmet. What's it sound like on your end? You know,
It sounds... It's a little staticky, but not, like, bad at all. Like, I can hear you. You know when, like, little kids talk really close to, like a walkie-talkie or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like that. But
Okay.
not as bad as little kids do it.
Now, is that in my voice, or is it constant, like maybe it's wind noise?
I think it's wind noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Like-
sis. Well, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to finish riding back to the house. I got snack pack with me today, so...
Oh, alright, I'll talk to you later.
I'll holler at you later.
Alright, be safe.
Yep, always. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Alright guys, there you go. Hopefully you can hear the audio being recorded pretty good. I'm trying to dual mic setup. It's a little bit different, but we'll see how it works out, I guess. That was my sister Dee. I called her while I was out riding to see if she was doing anything, see if she'd give me a quick review on this thing.
that's all that was discussed in the conversation. I wanted her to be able to give a pretty unbiased opinion on what the call sounded like. So there you go. Alright guys, anyway, I'm going to finish up riding back to the house. Like I said, I'm riding with Snack Pack today. Who knows, I may zip up here and get him on camera real quick, just for fun. There you go. Anyway guys, we'll see you back at the house.
Alright guys, so that's the helmet being used out on the road. I made a phone call with it, that way you guys can kind of hear what it's going to sound like out on the road in use. The intercom is basically about the same. I just, for that video, I wasn't able to use the intercom also. All in all guys, I really like this helmet. I've enjoyed wearing it. I'm not much of a helmet wearer, but I'm trying to get better at that. And I'm glad I picked this helmet because this made it real easy to transition into wearing a helmet. As far as the budget goes, you know, finding a helmet that can be, you can go as pricey as you want or as cheap as you want. I think I paid $70 for my first full face helmet. Very cheaply made, DOT rated only. There's not a lot to it. As far as budgeting goes with buying helmets, this one's a fairly inexpensive helmet. I paid right around $200 for mine, give or take, you know, a couple bucks. But the helmet itself, with everything it's capable of doing, between the lightweight construction, the ECE rating, Bluetooth communication device, intercom, it is, you know, the modular helmet. If you were to just to go purchase another modular helmet of about equal value without the communication device, you're looking at spending still about $200. It's not a premium helmet by any means, but it is a quality helmet. And then you're looking at putting a Bluetooth communicator on it, which, depending on which one you buy, you can spend from, you know, $100 up to almost $300 for a communicator. So you're looking at right around $500 for an okay-ish helmet that will do everything that this $200 one will. So at the end of the day, this is what I would choose. I'm looking at the possibility of upgrading in the future, but that's not because I don't like this helmet. That's only because, yeah, everybody likes the more luxurious stuff in life, and I just want to get a more premium style helmet. But that's going to have to come way up in the future when my budget can allow for it. Right now, $200, and they get all this in one helmet. You can't beat that value. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today's review. Go ahead and drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the review, what you think of the helmet, and let me know if you decided to purchase the helmet based on the review. As always guys, I want to ask you to go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like the review. And I'll see you guys on the next ride.